Hours now to go for the big United States of America's election. It's the eve. It's the election night eve there for the USA. But remember, there will be a lot of jitters for Kamala Harris and for Donald Trump. Whoever wins, in many ways, already scripting history. As candidates make their final pitch, Trump and Harris have been rallying their supporters with stark messages about their vision for future. For example, Kamala Harris appealing for a fresh start for the USA, urging voters to pick a president who will uplift everyone, warning against falling for what she calls are Trump's tactics on election fraud. Harris also stressed the importance of addressing ongoing conflicts, for example, in Gaza, saying war needs to end, hostages have to be saved. In the closing remarks for Donald Trump, he criticized the Democrat Party, labeling it as a demonic party, and promised that he will fix everything that Harris and Biden have broken in the administration, that there are gangs and criminals at the border who have been unleashed on Americans. Trump has emphasized the urgency to save the American economy that he believes is being obliterated. So on one side, a certain conservative American mindset, while for Kamala Harris, it is the liberal outlook of inclusivity specifically.
I would ask, in particular, people who have not yet voted, to not fall for his tactic, which I think includes suggesting to people that if they vote, their vote won't matter. Suggesting to people that somehow the integrity of our voting system is not intact so that they don't vote. And again, I think that it is a tactic. It is meant to distract from the fact that we have and support free and fair elections in our country. We did in 2020. He lost. And the systems that are in place for this election in 2024 have integrity. They are good systems, and the vote of the people will determine the outcome of this election, and everyone must know that their vote is their power to determine the outcome of the election, and their vote will count. It does matter.
Whichever way it swings, there are going to be a lot of very upset people. I'm kind of hoping that the people who know how to regulate themselves and their emotions can kind of be mature about things and kind of be anchors and stand their ground, because no matter who is elected, I think it's important to remember to be what it means to be a patriot.
I'm just feeling hope for the most part. No matter the outcome, I just want everyone to be civil. Stay united as one country and one people, and no matter who is elected, united we can accomplish anything. Okay. So that's the main thing I want, just peace.
Okay. The whole campus is very stressed about what's going to occur and what policies are really going to happen in the next 4 years, and so we're going to see what happens.
I think the country's moving in a good direction. There's a lot of issues, but I'm hopeful to move forward and hopefully vote with unity versus fear. So I'm excited to hopefully put everything past us. And I think whatever we do, we always have that American pride. So I think we can always move forward and learn to work with each other on the other side.
So joining me live now is Rohit Sharma from Washington, D.C. Rohit, it's the election night eve, and this is literally the final phase. Everything has been done and dusted. People decide now. What is this night looking like across the USA? What is the mood and sentiment like around you?
It is very, somber, I should say. A lot of people are worried, as we were showing on air. A lot of people are worried about what comes next after the election. Look,
correct.
People are going to be voting. There are about 90 million people who've already voted in this election. But what happens next is the bigger question. I think people want to be able to bring the country together. I think that's the number one concern. People, in Washington, D.C., some people have left town. Some people are worried that there'll be riots. There could be rioting in Washington, D.C. There are, hotels and there are restaurants and bars that are boarded up right here in Washington, D.C., anticipating some sense of violence. And it could be either party, supporters of either party that could end up doing that. So that's exactly what's happening right now. I think America is going to wake up tomorrow morning, going to polls, and then we'll have to wait and watch how the country comes together. But one thing is for sure, Pooja, I think at the end of the day, I think everybody's bracing for more polarization after the election. At least as soon as the results are announced, I think people will go into their shell again, and they would probably be speaking in echo chambers for a while. And there has to be a leader that could reconcile the nation. I think that's what Americans want at this point in time.